Introduction to the King of Beasts. Chapter 1. Bug Fighting Youth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Green Sea City, a vacation destination where the sea, trees, and light rail blend together, still preserves many traditional cultures. To the east is Tsueshan, and to the south is the center of Hongye Park, which is surrounded by a sea of people. There is a long banner hanging between two trees. A young girl squeezed into the crowd, and when she saw the big 4 characters on the banner, Battle of Insects, there was a huge shout erupted here. Lu Ran won again. Last year was also his, wasn't it? That's right, and they were all perfect victories. As people were discussing, in the center of the venue, under the gaze of a bald man who couldn't bear it, a young man of about 16 or 7 stood up. Please accept, he said with a smile. Fighting insects is one of the folk fighting games in the Xia dynasty, also known as fighting crickets in the north. Just now, at the Bug Fighting Conference held at Hongye Park in Green Sea City, Lu Ran won the title of Bug King with his love and strength, surpassing a group of experienced veterans. And this is not his first time winning the championship. You stinky kid. The old man kept scratching his already sparse hair and looked at Lu Ran across from him irritably. Since Lu Ran started participating in the insect fighting competition, he hasn't lost once. Why? How can these teenage furry kids have more experience in fighting crickets than these old bones? It's just good luck, Lu Ran chuckled. But suddenly, he seemed to sense a gaze from around him, and his body immediately became agitated. Everyone, I'll withdraw first. Lu Ran's face changed and he immediately put away his beloved generals. He hurriedly squeezed out of the crowd and walked towards the outside. However, before he could walk much further, he was immediately blocked on the road by a person approaching from a shortcut. This person is not very old either. She is tall and has a beautiful face. Her long black-brown hair is tied in a ponytail, and she has 2 slender and fair legs, exuding youthful vitality. However, at this moment, her expression is very unfriendly. So you're taking leave just to attend this insect fighting competition? Why didn't you answer my phone? Fong Lan wrapped her arms around her chest, waiting for Lu Ran's explanation. Concentrate on the competition and keep quiet, Lu Ran pouted. You're going to be in high school soon, you know what? Fong Lan's head grew bigger, rubbing her temples and saying. Really? I'll go back for tutoring tomorrow, said Lu Ran helplessly. It's for your own good to urge you. Fong Lan looked at the jar in Lu Ran's hand and said, but it's also the first place. Not bad, Green Sea City is a big city for fighting insects. Any park master has decades of experience in fighting insects, and it's said that you've killed them to the point of not leaving them behind. Lu Ran smiled and said, sometimes something cannot rely solely on experience, talent is the most important. I didn't praise you. Fong Lan said, I asked you to focus on your studies first. After you finish the college entrance examination, you can fight whatever you want. I got it, Lu Ran waved his hand and said, but I'm not really interested in fighting insects anymore, it's not challenging at all. You say, how about I challenge hunting? My ancestors are hunters, maybe I also have this gene. He fell into contemplation, hunting, that is, hunting, and hunting. Currently, his main purpose is to develop the country's wildlife resources, control wild animal populations, and maintain natural ecological balance. Of course, these goals have nothing to do with him. It is purely because he has a pet in his family who is naturally aggressive and needs a suitable place to display his nature. At present, there are still many places in Xia country that allow legal hunting. Thinking about it, Lu Ran opened the jar containing the Worm King and directly released the expensive Worm King. As he said, this game was no longer challenging at all. Hunting. Fong Lan looked at Lu Ran in confusion and said, you don't want to use your Ha as a hunting dog, do you? It's not like a hunting dog anymore, except for its appearance. Lu Ran shrugged and said, can I train it? It's too aggressive and it's not good to suppress its fighting spirit. But it's useless to say that. It's difficult to obtain a hunter's license. I hope you're joking, Fan Lan said silently. However, soon, she seemed to have thought of something and stared at Lu Ran, saying, "Wait a minute, haven't you let go of that? Are you preparing to go there?" "No, even if I go, wouldn't it be good for me to just spend money to hire a professional team? What's the point of such a fuss? Do you think so?" "Can. Let's go, it's going to rain," Lu Ran hurriedly said, not wanting to continue the topic. Fan Lan was taken aback and looked at the clear sky, without even a single dark cloud, the weather forecast said. Lu Ran waved his hand and walked towards the outside of the park first. "I'm lying to you, it's actually insects in the park who said it." Before long, the sky in Green Sea City was covered with dark clouds. Seeing a rainstorm coming, Lu Ran and Fan Lan came to a restaurant. On the one hand, they wanted to shelter from the rain, and on the other hand, they wanted to solve the problem of lunch. "I'm going to school at Magic City the day after tomorrow. Why don't you stay at my house? You'll be in high school soon and have my parents cook for you, saving you from ordering takeout every day. It's not healthy." "My parents have said it several times," Fan Lan said while sipping the tea. "I'll be alone, thank our parents for me." Lu Ran also drank tea to moisten his throat. "Call your godfather and godmother." Okay, thank my godfather and godmother for me," said Lu Ran. He and Fan Lan were childhood sweethearts, and Fang's parents were close friends of his parents. After Lu Ran's parents were confirmed dead, he was adopted by the Fang family. However, after being able to take care of his daily life, Lu Ran moved out on his own and his parents left a large sum of money, which was enough for him to live a normal life. "I don't care about you anymore, let them persuade you on their own." Fan Lan also knew that she couldn't persuade Lu Ran, and her temper towards Lu Ran was clear. Zhaosuiyuan.com. To sound good is to have one's own ideas, to sound bad is rebellion, not just in such small matters, but in various things. Don't worry, I can take care of myself. Just wait for me in the Magic City. I'll go find you next year, and please cover it up with my senior sister. You can pass the exam first. Fan Lan put one leg on the other white leg and leisurely brushed her phone. Her grades were very good, and she was admitted to the first university of southern China, Magic University, with extremely excellent results this year. However, due to her parents' professional reasons, she chose to major in animal medicine. Although Lu Ran's academic performance is also good, it is not so easy to get into the entrance exam. The next year will be crucial. It's easy. Lu Ran didn't feel any difficulty, it's just that he hasn't figured out what major to apply for yet. But it should also be related to animals, right? For example, Master of Beasts. Fan Lan spoke up. What? What kind of beast tamer? Lu Ran was taken aback and looked at the opponent. And this major? That's called animal science, right? Fan Lan suddenly spoke up. Lu Ran thought Fan Lan was talking to him, but soon he realized that the other person was looking at their phone and talking to themselves. I came across a post and I'll send it to you, Fan Lan said. Soon, Lu Ran's phone received a link from Fan Lan. Click on the post link. The title of the post is Help. Do you believe in supernatural phenomena in the world? Ha. Seeing this title, Lu Ran frowned. P.S. Alright, I'm back. This time it is still a game of beasts, but the beginning is not the established world view of beasts. The new book is available twice a day, and we hope everyone can support us. We hope to collect and follow up on it. Thank you, old and new friends. Chapter 2. Supernatural. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Below the title is the main text described by the poster. The thing is, about a day ago, I suddenly obtained a mysterious black card. At the same time as obtaining this black card, a string of text appeared in front of me, and there was a prompt sound in my ear. It allowed me to use this card to contract and capture an animal as a pet, making me a beast tamer. At first, I thought I, like the protagonist in the anime, had some kind of adventure. But things were not that simple at all. After following the card's guidance and completing the beginner task, I was teleported to a very dangerous place where wild beasts were everywhere, and I almost died as a result. My pet has also suffered serious injuries to protect me. The nearby pet hospital is unable to treat it, and the doctor has determined that it is completely incurable. What should I do? I have a feeling that we are already bound, and if my pet dies, something bad will happen to me too. In addition to the textual description, the poster also attached a picture. That was a large cat with a body that seemed petrified, eyes pierced, and no legs left. It looked miserable, with gray blood flowing all over its body, and its injuries were very strange. Fong Lan looked serious and said, "I've finished reading it." Lu Ran nodded. Fong Lanqing said, "The injury is not quite right. The picture should have gone through Photoshop. I suspect this person is an extremist who abuses pets. This kind of third-rate story that looks very bad is probably a gimmick that the other party hopes to attract attention to. It's too fake. Do you think you are a chosen child?" Indeed, Lu Ran agreed with Fong Lan. There were indeed many of these people, but his gaze still remained on the phone screen. At first glance, this post does seem like a means used by extreme animal abuse individuals to gain attention. However, when it comes to such seemingly false news, Lu Ran is actually quite sensitive. Supernatural phenomena. He immediately saw a picture of the city being invaded by countless monsters. Did you think of that dream again? Lu Ran sighed in his heart. In fact, for such supernatural information, Lu Ran is extremely concerned. The reason is simple: he has an unknown secret. He can hear the voices of non-human beings clearly and has superpowers similar to understanding animal language and being able to telepathize with animals. This superpower was acquired by him 2 years ago. At first, I wasn't quite proficient, but after practice, I can now hear the voices of many animals. He can predict the weather, and he can dominate the Green Sea City bug battle because of this superpower. Along with this superpower comes a strange dream. Every once in a while, he dreams of the city being invaded by various monsters, and he himself dies tragically before waking up. At first, Lu Ran also went to see a doctor, but nothing was detected. But without a doubt, he knew he was abnormal. So, precisely because of his own abnormality, Lu Ran has always felt that there must be something abnormal in this world. It's just that after so long, he realized that it was only himself who was abnormal. Even online, one often sees extraordinary stories and bizarre rumors, but ultimately none can be confirmed, as if they were fabricated. This time, although Lu Ran was serious again at first, he quickly shook his head. It had been many times now, and he would no longer believe such casually made-up jokes. This world is quite scientific. Let's eat first. At this moment, the waiter finally brought the food up. Seeing this, Lu Ran put down his phone and said to Fong Lan. "Okay." Fong Lan nodded. Actually, the picture just now was quite bloody, but after seeing it, Fong Lan didn't feel any discomfort. It can only be said that he truly comes from a family of animal medicine. The two of them were holding vegetables while Lu Ran asked, "Do you also want to take those pets from your family to the Magic City?" "Of course," Fong Lan said, "I also need to maintain a weekly update frequency, otherwise my fans will miss me." Fong Lan is actually a cute pet blogger who always shares her pets online. She doesn't show her face and only allows her pets to show up. However, Lu Ran has always criticized her claim to be a cute pet blogger. After all, Fong Lan's pets are all snakes, spiders, scorpions, centipedes, and so on. Why is it not related to Meng? It seems you're going to rent your own house, Lu Ran shrugged, carrying these cute pets. If Fong Lan could sneak into the dormitory, he would lose. Even if the dormitory manager didn't care, his roommate would strangle Fong Lan in the middle of the night. Can you accept roommates keeping pets in the dormitory? Especially scorpions, centipedes, snakes. If you live on your own, you can live on your own. Fong Lan didn't take it seriously. Hurry up and take the exam, so you can share the rent with me then. Just like how I like your pets, I'm also afraid. Lu Ran was speechless. He wasn't a timid person, but when he was 7 or 8 years old, Fong Lan used spiders and other reptiles to scare him, which was to create a childhood shadow for Lu Ran. This guy, how could he look like a girl? Until now, it hasn't changed. Aren't cats and dogs cute? The two of them spoke word by word, and soon the rain stopped and they had almost finished their meal. As Fong Lan had an appointment with her best friend this afternoon, she quickly settled the bill and left the restaurant, leaving only Lu Ran packing leftovers. The purpose of Fong Lan's visit this time was to hear that Lu Ran was absent from class and came to see the situation. Lu Ran was also aware that Fong Lan's family still cared about her. Ah, boring. In a moment, Lu Ran also walked out of the restaurant. He felt the moist air and looked at the rainbow in the sky, his mood constantly changing. High school is really boring, I don't have much leisure time for myself. He stepped forward and couldn't wait to enter university. However, before he could take a few steps, a sudden sound suddenly made him stop in place. Immediately afterwards, Lu Ran raised his hand and stared intently at the black card that suddenly appeared in his hand at some unknown time. Zhaozuiyuan.com. That is a black card the size of a playing card, with a plastic texture. It is not a membership card given by a restaurant, nor is it a small advertisement stuffed by someone. It just appeared in his hand for some reason, very abrupt. In addition, there were also hallucinations and auditory hallucinations in Lu Ran's eyes and ears. At this moment, he only felt that his surroundings were both quiet and noisy, as if he was isolated from the world. The text kept refreshing, the voice kept ringing, and Lu Ran's expression became even more unbelievable. Detected that you have the qualification of a beast tamer. The contract card is now available. Novice task. Please use a contract card to capture an animal as a pet and become a beast tamer. Tip. Beast Master. A profession that contracts, cultivates, and uses pet beasts for work and combat. Tip 2. Contract card. A prop that enhances the user's mental power and is used to capture pets. There is a space inside the contract card that is suitable for pets to rest. Reminder. Contract cards cannot be used by individuals. Tip. The success rate of capturing a contract card depends on the user's mental strength and the quality of the contract card. Do not capture creatures that you cannot control, otherwise it may cause damage to the contract card or pet backlash. Tip. What is this? Stopped on the street, Lu Ran held a contract black card and sensed the constant flow of people around him, convinced that it was not the voice of any animal. The sound was completely different from his feeling when using superpowers. Lu Ran took a deep breath. Contract black card, pet beast, beast master. At this moment, his mind suddenly remembered the post just sent by Fong Lan and the description of the poster. Completely consistent. Damn it, that person, is everything they say true? Chapter 3. Contract. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the street, Lu Ran holding a black card, his heart beating rapidly. He looked at the black card and felt numbness all over his body, followed by fever. How could this be? No, it's still possible. Lu Ran remembered the supernatural phenomena on himself. This world is indeed not that simple. Animal tamer. This profession sounds similar to that of a bug fighter. He is very interested. Due to his parents' professional reasons, he is extremely interested in dealing with animals, from fighting insects to researching paleontology. Is there any connection between my awakened superpower and this black card? From the situation of the poster, it seems that not only one person received the black card. Looking at it this way, I'm not the one chosen by heaven. Immediately, Lu Ran thought of his strange dream again, and his expression froze. If there were really extraordinary things in the world, could it be a premonition dream? If something from the dream really happened, wouldn't the blue star be about to be destroyed? Even if the sky falls and there are tall people standing tall, capable people cannot protect everyone from all aspects. Thinking of the tragic death in his dream, Lu Ran remained silent. In fact, he was quite nostalgic for this world. Let's take a look at it first. Lu Ran cannot be determined and can only continue to study the black card. Tip. If a novice contract card is not used within 24 hours, the contract card will automatically disappear, and the holder will also lose the qualification to become a beast tamer. Through the initial prompt, Lu Ran quickly learned that this so-called contract card can be abandoned as long as it does not involve beginner tasks. Giving up is impossible. After a moment of silence, Lu Ran put away his black card and glanced at the forum again. At this point, I have memorized all the prompts and would like to add the poster as a friend to ask for more information. Although these tips are also crucial, they are not enough. He needs to know more information. Lu Ran eagerly clicked on the link again. However, the next moment, Lu Ran was dumbfounded. Where's the post? He kept poking the screen. Lu Ran just refreshed for a moment, and the post disappeared directly. The poster. Who is it? What's your name? The administrator deleted the post. Which bastard deleted such an important post? It shouldn't have been Fong Lan who just reported it. Standing on the street, the road feels particularly cool. We can't waste time on this. Soon, Lu Ran changed his goal. There is only 24 hours to complete the task as soon as possible. However, the forum still needs to be followed continuously, and both should be done simultaneously to avoid missing some important information. And now the known information is that after contracting the pet, it will be transported to a dangerous place. Fortunately, after going to this dangerous place, there is still a chance to return. Having played some electronic games, Lu Ran quickly associated mechanisms such as beginner tasks and beginner trials. If it's going to be sent to a dangerous place, then the contracted animals must have good combat power. Only in this way can we avoid being as miserable as the poster just now. Unfortunately, although Lu Ran really wants to contract a fierce beast, finding a powerful beast contract in such a small city for a day is undoubtedly a dream. Even with telepathy, he doesn't actually get along well with every animal. The incident of being chased while chatting with stray dogs is no longer a one-time occurrence. Lu Ran continuously analyzed and ultimately made a decision. For safety reasons, let's choose it instead. After Lu Ran had an idea, he planned to go home first, as there was his goal. His home is not far from here, it is a high-end residential area nearby, which can be reached by bike in 10 minutes. After much thought, Lu Ran decided to find a familiar animal to contract with. At least that guy obeys his commands 100%, so he can eliminate the risk of pets disobeying in dangerous places. Lu Ran quickened his pace. In no time, Lu Ran arrived at his doorstep. After unlocking the familiar fingerprint, the door was opened. Who? Seemingly sensing the movement outside the door, a figure in Lu Ran's house immediately rushed out and rushed towards Lu Ran who was entering. Wu. The creature, resembling a wolf in appearance, rushed towards the road and immediately spat out its tongue, panting as if expecting something. This creature has a beautiful body shape, thick fur, upright ears, a brush-like tail, double blue pupils, and 3 white marks on its forehead, like 3 burning flames. Heron is a Siberian husky dog breed commonly known as Era, which is a pet dog owned by Lu Ran. Because it was raised by Lu Ran from a young age, the relationship between Era and Lu Ran is very good. After being trained by Lu Ran, it can perfectly follow Lu Ran's instructions to complete various actions, and its execution ability is better than that of a police dog. Go, Mr. Ha, go punish and stand for a while first. Wang. Era has a bewildered expression on his face. Although he didn't know why, in the face of Lu Ran's instructions, Era still turned his head with resentment, but he took note of this grudge. And Lu Ran, standing in the corner with a majestic aura, also sat across from it and looked at it seriously. This too Hahide was picked up by Lu Ran, who acquired superpowers and was still a puppy at the time. Lu Ran couldn't say whether the other party was abandoned or if they had escaped on their own. The reason for picking it up was because at that time, Lu Ran's superpowers were already very proficient, but he still couldn't communicate with this guy normally. In theory, at that time, with his ability, it was not very difficult to communicate simply with animals with higher intelligence such as cats and dogs, but this guy is like a brain lacking a muscle. In order to exercise his superpowers and also worried that such a puppy would not survive outside and could easily become a food ingredient in a dog meat restaurant, Lu Ran brought it home. And adopting this heir Ha is also the beginning of Lu Ran's hellish life, this guy. His personality is also too unstable. Even if there is telepathy on the road, it takes a long time to tame it. It was initially extremely fierce and aggressive, but only after being tamed by Lu Ran did it become what it is today. In short, it's quite peculiar. It can be said that it perfectly inherits the hard flaws in Era's intelligence and also perfectly preserves the fierce wolf-like nature in his bloodline. Lu Ran felt that its personality was quite similar to the legendary second son of the ninth son of the dragon, Qi Shi. According to ancient historical records, Qi Shi had a bloodthirsty and combative personality, and even the slightest resentment required revenge. He always held a sword in his mouth, glared angrily, engraved on the sword ring and handle to enhance his own strength. Like Jace, it also likes to fight and hold grudges, but unlike Jace, it holds grudges, forgets after sleeping, and focuses on having a good mentality. Of course, it also has its advantages, which is that one meal of virtue must be repaid. After understanding that Lu Ran is the benefactor who saved oneself, it can be said that Lu Ran is obedient to his words, at least not a white-eyed wolf. Mr. Ha. Lu Ran sat on the sofa, staring directly at Mr. Ha, who was punished for standing, somewhat unsure of where to start. Mr. Ha, Lu Ran gave the other party a nickname because this guy was too domineering when he was young, like a domineering dog CEO. And Mr. Ha also referred to Lu Ran as Mr. Lu. The matter is very complicated. Find Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. According to the Black Card's prompt, after the Beast Master and the Pet Beast establish a contract, both parties will experience varying degrees of evolution. Beast Master, you will become Superman. Contract Beast, even if you were weak before, you can still obtain the power of a fierce beast. It is obvious that this black card endows the holder with a path of extraordinary evolution. Lu Ran didn't know if the outcome of choosing this path with Mr. Ha was good or bad. Mr. Ha tilted his head and stared at Mr. Lu's indecisive behavior with blue eyes. Never mind, I won't discuss with you anymore. Anyway, with your intelligence, I won't understand. Lu Ran smiled and then his expression became serious. Let's start with the contract first and then talk about it. Although he is just a dog, Lu Ran still trusts Mr. Ha's combat power, as it was trained by him as a superpower. Moreover, this guy is currently the animal with the deepest affection for him. Choosing to entrust life and death to other pet beasts, he may not be at ease. The most important thing is that Mr. Ha is just a battle maniac, and there is no need to worry about whether he is suitable for fighting against enemies. It can be said that he is currently the best choice. Lu Ran took out the black card and lost it. In the next moment, the black card with a halo quickly flew towards Mr. Ha. When the black card approached Mr. Ha, the white halo was strong, making him stare blankly and scared. He turned his head and ran away, but the dazzling light quickly enveloped it. P.S. Thank you to Vera's Golden Alliance, thank you to Shushu Sauce's Silver Alliance, thank you to Ursa Kankinyu, Tianxiao Sword, Ryan Fong, Beichuan Nanhai, Yuea Qingguang, Xin Self-Reflection, Qingtian Changhen, Pluto Star, Xiadangjia, Mo Ruoyin, Xinyu Tianyan, Fu Hei, and the leaders of the big shots. Thank you all, and thank you to all friends who reward, collect, and vote for books as soon as they are published. There is also a night shift in the evening. Chapter 4. Pet Beast Information. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When someone holds a contract card, they can establish a special connection with it. Simply put, it means that the cardholder has mastered the ability to inject spiritual thoughts into the black card. This is the key to capturing pet beasts. There are 3 steps to contracting a pet beast. 1. Hand-held contract card. 2. Identify the contract object, strengthen your impression of it, and inject your strong desire to contract it into the card. 3. Bring the contract card closer to the target creature. When the contract card approaches the target creature, the contract card carrying the spirit and magic of the beast tamer will capture the creature. Capturing success means completing the contract. Aha! At present, Lu Ran completed these 3 steps very smoothly. Under the white halo, Mr. Ha seemed to feel the unique aura of Lu Ran in the white light, without resistance. Amidst its bewildered cries, it was enveloped in a white halo and disappeared into place, as if it had turned into a beam of light, absorbed by the black card. At this moment, Lu Ran's brain suddenly roared, feeling very warm and comfortable all over. The mental exhaustion caused by the injection of mental energy just now also suddenly recovered. What's even more special is that he felt a closer connection with the contract card and Mr. Ha at this moment. Magical. Lu Ran's pupils traced the light mark, and as his thoughts moved, the dropped contract card disappeared instantly and reappeared in his hands like a teleportation. Just now, he didn't master such ability. It is not until the contract is completed that he is completely bound to the contract card. In addition, the appearance of the contract black card has also undergone some changes at this time. In the upper part of one side, the image of Era appears, directly replacing the original pure black. This is obviously Mr. Ha. Under the image, there is also a pile of white text introductions. Race. Snowfield dog, attribute. Unawakened, race level. Medium extraordinary, growth level. Level 1, skill. None, it's like a game card. Lu Ran looked at the image and information appearing on the black card, and was even more puzzled about its origin. So who exactly is it that made such a thing, and what is the purpose? However, compared to these, what concerns Lu Ran even more is that the series of prompts he saw on his black card for the first time have now disappeared, replaced by a mysterious countdown that appears in front of his retina. Novice Trial Secret Realm Transmission Countdown. 59.59. Lu Ran remained silent, not surprised by the arrival of the 59.59 countdown. Is that the poster kneeling at this stage? After completing the beginner's task, is it really a beginner's trial? It's similar to what I thought. Mr. Ha, come out now. Aha. Lu Ran held a black card and with a thought, summoned Mr. Ha out of it. On the floor, a huge circular summoning array appeared first, and then, with the burst and dissipation of the light in the image array, Mr. Ha, who was a whole circle larger than before, appeared on top. Through this series of processes, Mr. Ha can be said to be constantly staring at the dog, spinning wildly as soon as he came out, looking at his growing self, and feeling a bit confused about the changes happening to himself. It can clearly feel that it has become stronger, with an increase in strength, vision, smell, and most importantly, an increase in appetite. It was too hungry at this moment, and after spinning twice, its stomach started growling. So it looked pitifully at Lu Ran again. Let's eat first, we still have plenty of time, said Lu Ran. We are about to enter a dangerous place, so we really need to make Mr. Ha eat and drink enough first. Lu Ran immediately went to prepare food and prepared Mr. Ha's dog food. Pig trotters, minced meat, chopped vegetables, vegetable broth. Today's recipe is relatively simple, mainly because I don't have time to make it too complicated. Ahem. Before moving the meal, Mr. Ha cheered and then plunged his head into the rice bowl. As Mr. Ha lowered his head and rampaged, Lu Ran observed it. Before, Mr. Ha, who could only be considered a medium-sized dog, now had a body size comparable to that of a large dog. No wonder the pet cat I saw earlier had such a large body size. After the pet was strengthened, its body size became noticeably stronger. Okay. My strength has also increased. It's just that I don't seem to have grown taller. Later, while eating at Mr. Ha, Lu Ran first weighed himself, then measured his height. Finally, he took out a one-handed sword and waved it in his room, feeling that it was quite convenient. Lu Ran's family conditions are actually very good. His parents are both well-known zoologists. The superior family conditions not only made Lu Ran interested in various animals, but also gave him many other hobbies. For example, like most teenagers, Lu Ran is interested in swords and firearms, and his parents also support him in having various hobbies. Therefore, when Lu Ran was young, he was sent to a well-known kendo field to learn swordsmanship. During holidays, he even went to Hawaii with his father and learned shooting there. These originally useless hobbies and interests are now somewhat useful. They are about to be transported to the trial's secret realm. Perhaps you can bring a weapon for self-defense. In the past, although Mr. Ha was very fierce, Lu Ran, who held a weapon, could be certain that he could easily subdue it. But now, he could vaguely feel that, with the strengthening of the contract, Mr. Ha's combat power should have exceeded the concept of an ordinary dog, and his combat power was comparable to that of fierce beasts such as lions and tigers, already belonging to the extraordinary breed of dogs. Compared to others, although I have also received some enhancements, the amount of enhancement is not as great as that of pet beasts. The main new abilities I have gained are just stronger control over Ha's own. In such a situation, having a handy weapon to protect oneself becomes very important. After all, one cannot completely rely on pet beasts, but it is unclear whether the weapon can be teleported together. And this. Let's also bring it with us. Lu Ran put down the customized iron sword he had spent money on and opened the drawer at Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com, taking out an accessory from it. This is a pendant, a small white horn in the shape of a broken deer horn, strung together by a line, looking somewhat dated. It is said to be the heirloom talisman of Lu Mu's family, passed down from generation to generation. As an object left by his mother, Lu Ran clearly regards it as a spiritual support at this moment. Thinking of his parents, Lu Ran felt a bit dejected at the moment. The two of them were investigating an undiscovered rare beast that died in an attack abroad, and their bodies have not been found yet, leaving only recordings of screams of their bodies being torn apart. Lu Ran never believed that his parents had passed away like this. He had always wanted to personally go to the rainforest to find his parents. When Fong Lan heard Lu Ran say that he was interested in hunting, he thought Lu Ran had the idea of going to the wilderness again. But as Lu Ran said, if he really went to such a dangerous wilderness, how could he rely solely on a dog like Mr. Ha to be a hunting dog and give away human heads? Isn't it okay for him to hire a specialized team with his financial ability? But now wearing a deer antler pendant, holding a chopping iron sword, Lu Ran returned to the living room. At this moment, Mr. Ha had already finished eating a bowl of food and was lazily lying on the ground. Upon seeing Lu Ran come out, it glanced at him and then stood up, panting and revealing a smiling face. Woo! Lu Ran had a black line on his face. Because this guy is saying, the feeling just now was good. Can you give it another round? It seems. It still wants to become stronger. You're really greedy, no more, but you'll have many fights to fight next. If you can defeat your opponent and safely return, maybe you can become stronger. Ha! Mr. Ha was taken aback for a moment, then showed a sharp expression. He took a few steps and put the sunglasses under the coffee table on his face, beginning to reveal his dominance. Chapter 5. Novice Trial Secret Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Ran ignored the excited sunglasses form, Mr. Ha. In addition to weapons and amulets, he also prepared some wound medicine, mineral water, snacks, and some wilderness survival items. Although I don't know if I can use it, it's always right to carry it with me. It's just a bit overweight. But it's not a big problem, we can throw it away at a critical moment. In this way, as Luran continued to prepare and scolded Mr. Ha, time gradually passed. Do you really understand? The contract has strengthened your physique, how do you feel that your intelligence has not been strengthened together? During this period, Lu Ran looked at the eager Mr. Ha with a tired heart and a headache. For example, he said that the next enemy may be creatures they haven't seen before and need to be careful, but Mr. Ha kept showing a disdainful expression. How much does this mean? Lu Ran's heart pulls out the cold. He had a bad premonition, but there were still a few minutes left in the countdown, so he couldn't think too much. Alright, that's it. You come back first. Lu Ran summoned a black card, which can be stored in his body or summoned at any time. Crossing is imminent, so Lu Ran first retrieved Mr. Ha from his black card, and then put away his black card. This way, at least he doesn't have to worry about being separated from Mr. Ha due to teleportation. Ahem. Mr. Ha entered the black card, and Lu Ran began to close his eyes and rest. Although we closed our eyes, the countdown was still clearly visible in front of us. Time continues to pass 3, 2, 1. With the last second approaching, Lu Ran couldn't help but feel nervous. Anyway, he is just a high school student. At the same time, at this moment, spatial ripples appeared, and the place where Lu Ran was located twisted like a vortex. Through rapid twisting, Lu Ran's figure was suddenly swallowed up and disappeared into the room. However, although Lu Ran disappeared, the backpack he was carrying and the tightly clenched chopping iron sword were not teleported. Except for necessary clothes and amulets hanging around the neck, all external objects, even food and drink, were left in place. Lu Ran felt like his body was constantly experiencing overweight and weightlessness, and he never expected the teleportation process to be so uncomfortable. After the feeling of shaking the sky and earth disappeared, Lu Ran realized that he had really arrived in a new place. He opened his eyes. What caught the eye was a dim dense forest. Before he could observe carefully, familiar words and sounds appeared again. Transfer completed, current location. Demon Cat Forest, beginner trial, secret realm, difficulty. Simple, trial task. Survive for 1 day. Secret realm introduction. The Demon Cat Forest is a natural maze formed by a variety of trees, with abundant internal resources and once inhabited by numerous extraordinary creatures. 20 years ago, a strange black rainstorm caused the forest creatures to mutate and unleashed an animal tide on the surrounding towns. The Imperial Beast Army quickly responded, suppressing the beast tide and clearing the powerful mutated creatures in the forest. After 20 years of recovery, only the Demon Cat tribe and some weak extraordinary creatures are still active here, and the forest has been renamed as the Demon Cat Forest. As a new beast tamer, you accidentally entered this place. Your biggest task now is to survive and wait for rescue. Tip. This secret realm is a projection of the Demon Cat Forest, and internal resources and creatures cannot be taken out or contracted. Tip. Based on the experimenter's combat performance in the secret realm, completing tasks can earn rewards of different levels. Tip. When the experimenter falls into a dying state, it is judged as a mission failure and forced to return. Tip. The tester temporarily obtains the Eye of Data, which can detect internal resources and biological information in the secret realm. Wishing you a pleasant adventure, and the trial begins. I see. Upon seeing the prompt, Lu Ran felt that the creator of the black card seemed quite human. But not much. Although the experimenter is on the brink of death and will be forcibly teleported away, which is very considerate, the problem is that even if teleported back, they may not receive treatment, just like the poster. Moreover, there is a greater possibility that the experimenter will be instantly killed without even a chance to enter the brink of death state. The human body is very fragile. Also, is this secret realm a projection of another world? Black rainstorm. Beast tide. Shit, it doesn't sound like a novice copy. Be careful when you act, happiness cannot be enjoyable, Lu Ran summoned General Ha again and said. Weapons and supplies couldn't be brought over. Lu Ran felt regretful, but he was already mentally prepared not to bring those things. According to the prompts, all the enemies and resources in this place are illusory, and I don't know if I can find something to eat here or take it out, but can I use it here? Wang. Mr. Ha, who had reappeared, let his mind go and did not follow Lu Ran's analysis to think. Instead, he ran around happily. Lu Ran is silent, despicable. Let's get down to business, Mr. Ha. This is not just going for a walk. I said. Lu Ran was about to say something. Sha suddenly, a voice rang out, interrupting Lu Ran's thoughts, causing his expression to freeze and he cautiously looked around. Aha! Mr. Ha, who was circling around Lu Ran, also became alert, as if he had smelled something dangerous. Something is approaching. It quickly stopped, its whole body tense, protecting itself in front of Lu Ran. The surroundings were extremely dim, with only a few scattered rays of sunlight passing through the leaves and falling to the ground. The rustling sound in the silent and unnatural dense forest kept increasing. Standing on a slightly damp ground, Lu Ran wanted to determine where the sound came from, but in the end, he was unable to make a successful judgment. On the contrary, Mr. Ha, he locked in one direction throughout the journey and looked seriously at the other side. Is that there? Lu Ran looked towards the black bushes half a person tall. The rustling sound continued, and finally, as the sound became clearer, the bushes in front of Lu Ran and Mr. Ha were directly peeled away. The suddenly appearing creature let out bursts of low growls, and its red pupils stared at Lu Ran and Mr. Ha across from it, unable to conceal its ferocity. At the same time, Mr. Ha's hair exploded all over his body and he shouted loudly at the creatures that appeared. Woo! Unexpectedly daring to attack them, it has taken note of this grudge. This is Lu Ran's gaze stiffened. This was a dark red, skinny creature with extremely long claws, and its head looked like a cat-shaped creature with gray long hair. Demon Cat. Race. Demon Cat, Attribute. Unawakened, Race Level. Medium Extraordinary, Growth Level. Level 2, Introduction. Bloody hunters in the dense forest like to tear open their bodies to draw blood. The temporary data obtained by Lu Ran has taken effect. Staring at the demon cat, soon all the information about the demon cat appeared. Race level, in my understanding, refers to the strength of the race. Tigers are stronger than cats and dogs are stronger than small herbivores such as rabbits. This demon cat has the same race level as Mr. Ha, but Mr. Ha does not have an advantage. And the level of growth is most likely linked to the stage of growth, similar to childhood and growth. The higher the level, the stronger one's physical fitness. Hazong only has level 1, but it has level 2, which is not good. In an instant, Lu Ran realized that this guy was not easy to deal with and didn't seem like a little monster used to give beginners real combat experience. Under the confrontation between the two sides, the atmosphere became even more solidified. Lu Ran held his breath, observed the surrounding environment, and tried to calm himself as much as possible. If the beginner's task is to survive for a day, there is no need to confront this kind of guy hard, especially when just entering the secret realm. If you want to persist for a day, it's best to find supplies and go to a safe place to endure the day, avoid unnecessary battles, only engage in unnecessary ones, and save energy. At present, if you turn around and run away, if it goes smoothly, you may avoid a battle, but if it stimulates the opponent's hunting nature and they catch up, regardless of whether the escape is successful or not, you will be very passive in this unknown forest, wasting a lot of energy. At present, the best choice is to scare off the other party. Next, after careful consideration, Lu Ran made a move that shocked both Ha and the demon cat. I saw Lu Ran solemnly staring at the demon cat, suddenly spreading his arms to make himself look bigger, roaring towards the demon cat. Bula! Lu Ran shouted loudly, trying to scare off the other party. His father, who often deals with wild animals, told him that when encountering fierce beasts in the wild, it is best not to turn around and run away, but to face them directly and show momentum, so that one can die with more dignity. And, if lucky, if that beast doesn't know much about humans, there is a very small chance of scaring them off. However, after completing a set of intimidating actions, Lu Ran always felt that the atmosphere seemed even worse. Mr. Ha showed a bewildered expression. After a twisted facial expression, the demon cat roared and suddenly burst out, attacking Lu Ran. Lu Ran couldn't help but curse, which step was wrong. Additionally, one's own telepathy seems to be ineffective against this illusion. The movements of the demon cat are very sensitive, but fortunately, Lu Ran has also been enhanced, and you can see its movements clearly. At this point, Lu Ran has also given up other ideas and plans to face the demon cat directly. Just a cat, he has been holding on to many cats for over a decade. Even the little tiger, he pinched and picked it up. No, he's currently a beast tamer and needs to gradually become familiar with commanding pet battles, rather than personally fighting. Mr. Ha! Help me! Lu Ran shouted, realizing his identity. First limit it. I'll find a weapon. At the same time, the bewildered Mr. Ha, with his fierce gaze following the movements of the demon cat, rushed towards the attacking demon cat. Between the collision of two figures, lightning, and flint, I stepped back from the Shuyuan website www.zhaoshuyuan.com to search for weapons such as wooden sticks and stones, only to hear a scream. Meow-oh! A mournful scream accompanied by a low roar echoed through the dense forest, making Lu Ran quickly take a look. Immediately, he saw Mr. Ha pressing the demon cat down to the ground, biting its throat and roaring arrogantly, while countless blood splashed out. The demon cat, which looks extremely troublesome, was killed with a single blow. Lu Ran stood still, feeling that the stone at his feet was not something to take, nor was it something to not take. So, just now, after analyzing for half a day and fighting against the demon cat, what exactly is it for? There seems to be some errors in my evaluation of the combat power of the strengthened General Ha and the combat power of the demon cat. Aha! At this moment, Mr. Ha, who was standing in the distance, turned his head and shouted, looking at Lu Ran as if saying, effortlessly, like a god of war. Lu Ran pondered deeply. It has been loaded onto it. Not right, is there a gap between being average and extraordinary? And the difference between level 1 and level 2 is not as big as one thinks. From the perspective of body size, this demon cat is indeed more than one level inferior to Mr. Ha. Sure enough, in nature, body size largely determines combat effectiveness. Okay, amazing, truly worthy of being the general I trained, Lu Ran could only comment. He did not expect that the normal Mr. Ha could also be so fierce. Wang. Upon hearing this, Ha always showed a wise expression. I couldn't understand what you were saying. P.S. Thank you to the leaders of the Alliance, such as the belly-flipping fish, the rain in West Lake, blue-green algae not algae, the immortal, the Hundred Flowers Dynasty, Chinsi, Yuhua Qingdi, Gu Cobra, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 6. Hope for Upgrade. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The demon cat was suppressed like this, and Lu Ran looked at the demon cat whose neck had been bitten off, feeling too magical. Although everything here is called projection, the bleeding demon cat, no matter how it looks, is also a real-life cat. You died so tragically. But either you die or I die. Before Lu Ran could sigh for too long, suddenly, the demon cat that Ha Zong was pressing on was surrounded by white light, and it, along with the blood flowing out of it, completely shattered and disappeared under the white light. Ha! Upon discovering that the spoils of war had inexplicably disappeared from his sight, Mr. Ha showed a surprised expression. What surprised it even more was that the completely disappeared demon cat still had some traces left. It eventually condensed into a firefly-sized light spot and flew into Mr. Ha's body. At this moment, Mr. Ha felt as if his physique had been strengthened again. Upgrading to fight monsters. Lu Ran saw the changes after the disappearance of the demon cat and immediately remembered something, staring at Mr. Ha. However, seeing that Mr. Ha's growth level is still level 1, I couldn't help but wonder. That shouldn't be wrong just now. By killing the enemy, Mr. Ha's strength has become stronger, although not much, it has indeed been improved. Is 1 not enough for upgrading? How many can I upgrade to level 2? Wait. Perhaps this is the meaning of the existence of the trial's secret realm. Lu Ran thought a lot at once. Lu Ran's original idea was to complete beginner tasks normally, avoid some conflicts, endure the day, and plan and try some difficult challenges after becoming more familiar with what happened to him. But after discovering that killing monsters can be upgraded, and that Mr. Ha's combat power is far stronger than he imagined, his idea was shaken. Is it possible to elevate the level of Mr. Ha here appropriately? After all, the final reward seems to be related to the performance of the trial. Being careful until the end, and surviving the battle all the way to the end, the reward will definitely be different. Probably, this beginner's trial of the secret realm is not as terrifying as they thought, but rather a great opportunity for new players to exercise. The situation of the previous poster was so miserable, it is very likely that they were too weak. Of course, it is also possible that there are really some more powerful enemies in the secret realm. But at least, if you encounter a demon cat like before, Ha Zong seems completely capable of dealing with it. Lu Ran was very conflicted and wanted to seize the opportunity as much as possible. He had a premonition that this mysterious black card would definitely affect the world order, but he was also worried about encountering danger due to his greed. Woo! At this moment, Mr. Ha kept digging the ground with his claws, seeming to want to find the missing demon cat. Stop it, Lu Ran said with a black line, that guy has completely disappeared. Next, let's stay still. You can rest and recover your strength. Wang. Lu Ran ignored Mr. Ha's crooked head and was actually very dissatisfied with the effectiveness of the data eye. If you could see the experience bar of level 1 and level 2 of Mr. Ha through the data eye, at least display a percentage, but unfortunately, whether you look at Mr. Ha's data through the data eye or through the contract card, you cannot know how many demon cats will be killed at level 1 and level 2. However, Lu Ran also made an unexpected discovery, which was that he noticed that the eye of data seemed to be able to view his own information. Race. Human beast control level. In turn beast control skill. None. It's still very simple information, and the only thing that catches Lu Ran's attention is the so-called beast defense skill. In Mr. Ha's attribute table, there is also a column for skills. But whether it's Mr. Ha or his own skill bar, they all show no skills. How do we really need to obtain skills? If they acquire skills, perhaps their combat effectiveness can be further improved. We had a battle here just now and there was quite a commotion. Maybe it will attract new enemies to come over. We just need to stay here and wait for the rabbits. This place is relatively spacious, and if we encounter enemies, we can have a certain degree of initiative. Lu Ran explained to Mr. Ha that staying at this birthplace is better than drilling through those complex grasslands. This is the final decision of Lu Ran, it depends on fate. Ah-ha. Mr. Ha nodded, indicating compliance. In its cognition, Lu Ran is responsible for thinking, it is responsible for fighting, and that's it. Alert the surroundings. While waiting in place to find the prey, Lu Ran remained idle and continued to observe with his data eye. After all, according to the prompts, the eye of data can not only see biological information, but also resource information. What are resources? After some exploration, Lu Ran really made some significant discoveries. Ordinary weeds and trees may not show much to the eye of data, but there are indeed some unique plants nearby that have been discovered to be useful by Lu Ran. For example, he discovered a red mushroom under a tree. Name: Hemostatic mushroom. Level: Normal. Introduction: Smash and apply fungi that can slowly heal wounds. Do not take them orally, otherwise you may experience hallucinations and see small people dancing. Also, he found several green fruits on a thinner tree that was completely different from other giant trees. Name: Wood scale fruit. Level: Normal. Introduction: Tree fruits with juicy flesh and a strong sense of fullness can restore certain physical fitness after eating. Wooden scale fruits are loved by fruit insects and are more likely to receive additional protein nutrition after eating. Fortunately, they didn't leave directly. There are actually such resources hidden nearby, but these resources are outrageous. Lu Ran felt a stomach ache. If they had escaped from here from the beginning, it would still be a question whether they could find such resources elsewhere. Without considering the introduction of the Pit Father, relying solely on these two resources and staying in place, as long as we don't encounter two strong creatures, it feels like there is no problem persisting for a day. These things should be usable, right? As the demon cat just disappeared, Lu Ran was also worried that after he picked the hemostatic mushrooms and wood scale fruits, they would also disappear. But it turned out that Lu Ran had overthought it. After trying to dig out a hemostatic mushroom, it didn't disappear. It seemed like he couldn't bring it out of the secret realm. Not bad. Lu Ran's eyes lit up, and with these things, he was more confident that Mr. Ha could level up well. Aha. When Lu Ran was in a good mood, he felt a wave of hot air coming from him. He saw Ha Zong running over at some point, panting hot air and drooling at the hemostatic mushroom, as if asking if he could eat it. Didn't you just eat something before coming? Woo. It's just a fight, how could it all be consumed? This is an external medication, not something to eat. Other things here are not allowed to be eaten without my permission. Wang. No, it's just not possible. After some communication between Lu Ran and Mr. Ha, in the face of Lu Ran's disdainful gaze, Mr. Ha finally gave up his plan to eat hemostatic mushrooms at Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. In fact, compared to eating meat, the second son of the Lu Ran family prefers to eat non-meat foods such as vegetables and fruits, so it also has a nickname, called Saigo. Next, Lu Ran began to struggle with picking the wood scale fruits. Although he and Mr. Ha did indeed have a meal when they arrived, they could withstand it for at most half a day. When they returned to a state of hunger, their abilities in all aspects were bound to decline. At this point, the wood scale fruit that can restore a certain amount of physical strength, satisfy the stomach, and quench thirst becomes very important. After a period of time, Lu Ran has collected all the nearby wood scale fruits and hemostatic mushrooms. Half an hour has passed since they came in. To leave the way speechless, they remained in their original position as if they had not waited for new enemies to come. Is it difficult to take the initiative? Lu Ran frowned, but the next moment, his expression immediately changed. Mr. Ha, who was lying on the ground squinting, suddenly opened his eyes and became alert. Because the familiar voice rang out again. The experienced baby is here. Woo woof. However, I didn't wait for the road and didn't feel happy for too long, because the rustling sounded from all directions. Lu Ran's heart tightened as there were many creatures coming this time. Not just one. After a moment, a drop of sweat flowed down Lu Ran's face. The black bushes were torn apart again, and 5 figures appeared from them. Mr. Ha. Lu Ran. Ha, is this a beginner's secret realm at the simple level? Lu Ran is confused. He suspects that the creator of the secret realm is targeting him. He didn't cheat either. Listen to me. Thank you. Chapter 7. Mutations. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Ran's scalp is tingling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What appeared were 5 demon cats. Damn it, does the demon cat have social habits? At present, these 5 demon cats are staring fixedly at Lu Ran and them. If it's just 5 demon cats, that's all. Lu Ran also discovered that among the 5 demon cats that arrived, one was very different from the other 4. Among them, 4 are similar to the demon cat that appeared before, but their body size is far inferior to that of Mr. Ha. But in the end, the one was a full circle larger, with a body size comparable to the original Mr. Ha, and its body was not as lean as other demon cats, but instead full of muscles. Race. Demon cat, attribute. Unawakened, race level. Medium extraordinary, growth level. Level 3. With a glance of data, Lu Ran immediately pursed his lips, revealing a level 3 demon cat. At this moment, Lu Ran really wants to say, otherwise let's just slip away. Although Mr. Ha is exceptionally brave, his 2 fists are difficult to match with his 4 hands. However, the 5 demon cats in front of them clearly surrounded them and couldn't even escape if they wanted to. What should I do? Let Mr. Ha enter that state. Previously, Lu Ran referred to the state of Mr. Ha as normal, so naturally there is an abnormal state. If we consider Lu Ran's superpowers and strange dreams as a disease. In fact, it's not just that Lu Ran is sick. There are always, perhaps this is also the reason why the two met. When it fights to an excited state, it loses its rationality in pain, just like a mad dog. In this state, it seems that Mr. Ha's potential can be fully unleashed, and his combat effectiveness greatly increases. At present, only Lu Ran's telepathy can awaken this state of Hazong. Hazong still has hidden potential, which is also why Lu Ran believes in its combat effectiveness. But in fact, Lu Ran didn't want Mr. Ha to enter that state. He always feels that state, somewhat dangerous, and every time he exits that state, Ha always has to faint for a while. Forget it, let's take a closer look. Don't worry about me, quickly reduce their staff. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the demon cat leader. With his previous combat experience, Lu Ran adapted quite quickly and immediately gave instructions to General Ha. During the fruit-picking period, Lu Ran also found a new weapon, which was a handy wooden stick. The wooden stick is relatively hard, and with the strengthened physical fitness, Lu Ran feels that as long as he is not injured by the demon cat's claws on his neck and other areas, there is still a great chance of killing one. Of course, the prerequisite is those low-level demon cats. If it were that huge level 3 monster cat, Lu Ran felt that it would be a bit difficult to handle. So, this depends on Mr. Ha. Meow. However, surprisingly, the demon cat, who seemed to be the leader, did not seem to have any intention of taking action first. With a roar, the 4 1.2 level demon cats rushed forward first. Perhaps sensing that Mr. Ha was more threatening, their targets were surprisingly consistent. They leaped forward and waved sharp claws at Mr. Ha, not targeting Lu Ran. Who? A flying stone was smashed out. Lucky enough, I actually won. In the blink of an eye, 3 demon cats successfully approached Mr. Xiang Ha. As for the one that had stopped moving, it was suddenly hit on the head by a stone during the movement, with a stunned expression. With one hand holding a stick and the other throwing a stone, Lu Ran looked at the demon cat that had been hit by him, and his fierce gaze towards him tightened his grip on the stick. At the same time, Mr. Ha had already engaged in battle with 3 demon cats, and it still showed tremendous combat power. In just one confrontation, it tore and bit the neck of one demon cat, splattering blood and instantly killing it. However, in its current situation, it could only instantly defeat one. The attacks of the other 2 demon cats undoubtedly landed on Mr. Ha, and their claws flashed. In the blink of an eye, Mr. Ha's back and sides were torn apart, with blood surging and flesh exploding. Ah-ha! Mr. Ha felt a heart-wrenching pain, his blue pupils bloodshot, and he angrily ran into a nearby demon cat. Although Lu Ran wanted to care about Mr. Ha's situation now, he caught the attention of a demon cat, and his situation was also very dangerous. During the confrontation between Ha and the three demon cats, Lu Ran rushed over with a wooden stick in hand, and the demon cat that was smashed also rose up in the air, tearing it apart with one claw. Lu Ran waved the wooden stick and saw that the demon cat wanted to tear apart his weapon with its claws. Judging from the sharpness of the demon cat's claws, it was possible that the stick could be torn apart. However, Lu Ran, who was holding a long-handled weapon, was not trying to forcefully collide with the opponent. Taking advantage of the length advantage of the long-handled weapon, he changed the attack trajectory and directly avoided the opponent's claw strike. With a bang, he poked the wooden stick into the body of the demon cat and was hit. The demon cat was instantly stabbed and flew out a few meters. The wooden stick should be sharpened. Seeing the demon cat being kicked out by himself, Lu Ran followed closely. Fortunately he had practiced. He has been dealing with various difficult-to-tame animals since childhood, including large disobedient dogs. Otherwise, normal people would definitely be timid when faced with such situations. It can be said that Ha can always be so obedient now, and in fact, half of the reason is that he was trained with Lu Ran's stick education. Otherwise, you might think that someone has been suppressing its desire to fight. That voice from Mr. Lu is also Mr. Ha's recognition of Lu Ran. At this moment, Lu Ran's goal is to quickly go and give the demon cat a blow to its head. Unfortunately, the blow just now was clearly not fatal. The demon cat that landed only took a moment to get up flexibly and charged fiercely again. It's useless, Lu Ran thought to himself, intending to repeat the old trick. However, just as Lu Ran was extremely focused, suddenly a roar made the attacking demon cat give up the attack, stop immediately, and take a few steps back. This shout made Lu Ran's expression freeze, and he quickly looked at the leader of the demon cat, thinking it was about to take action. It was just its roar. However, to Lu Ran's surprise, the demon cat leader, in the distance, after shouting, did not launch an attack, but gave himself a deeply humanized look before turning around and leaving the place. At the same time, except for the demon cat whose neck was bitten off by Mr. Ha, the remaining two also chose to retreat, as if to follow the demon cat leader and leave. Awu. Seeing this, Mr. Ha seemed to still want to pursue, but Lu Ran immediately ordered, "Wait a moment." Lu Ran's command still worked. Upon hearing this, although Mr. Ha still maintained a fierce posture and gazed at the retreating demon cats, he had already begun to suppress his ferocity. One of the conditions for Mr. Ha to enter a mad dog state is to see blood when he is injured. Currently, it has been achieved. But as the group of demon cats took the initiative to retreat, Lu Ran hesitated for a moment. In the blink of an eye, Lu Ran and the four demon cats were deadlocked, and they saw several demon cats completely retreat into the jungle. As the demon cat disappeared, Lu Ran finally breathed a sigh of relief and relaxed, looking at his trembling hand. Although I don't know why the demon cat leader ordered to retreat, if the battle continues, it is obvious that he and Mr. Ha are at a disadvantage. Even if we ultimately win, we will have to suffer heavy injuries and suffer a disastrous defeat. He still wants to say, "Is this the beginner trial?" he meows at. Ah. At this moment, Mr. Ha seemed very depressed and dissatisfied with his inability to kill 5 in 1 second. As for 1.2.5, it didn't realize it would lose. Sorry, Mr. Ha, the situation here is too complicated for you to fight to your heart's content. Next time. Wait a moment. As she spoke, Lu Ran noticed that there seemed to be some changes happening to Mr. Ha. Race. Snowfield dog, attribute. Unawakened, race level. Medium extraordinary, growth level. Level 2, skill. None unconsciously, Ha Zong, who had just killed another demon cat, unexpectedly reached level 2 in growth, with significant increases in various attributes. As a result, although he was caught twice just now, Mr. Ha, who reacted, could still knock the demon cat next to him several meters away in an instant, with incredible power. This change brings joy to the road. Perhaps the leader of the demon cat noticed that Mr. Ha's aura had become stronger before deciding to retreat. They should also be extremely unfamiliar to us. Therefore, the high-level demon cat leader would let his subordinates probe. The result of the probing was that Mr. Ha could instantly kill a low-level demon cat, and it seemed that he was becoming more and more brave in battle, with a trend of gradually increasing his aura. Although they have a numerical advantage, the demon cat leader dare not gamble or risk getting injured for the sake of two prey. In nature, if a predator is injured during the hunting process, what awaits it is often the decline of their own status within the population and the deadly danger from natural enemies. Although the projection creatures here are extremely aggressive, hunting should only be for food, not just for brainless attacks. They still retain some natural biological instincts, which means that their initial judgment was correct. In some battles, they don't necessarily have to win completely. As long as they make their opponents feel intimidated and dare not fight, they can survive. In an instant, Lu Ran analyzed the situation just now. Although he didn't know if it was right or not, it seemed to be one of the few explanations available. In short, Mr. Ha, come and treat it quickly first. Facing Mr. Ha, who has made great contributions again, Lu Ran looked at its wound and then at the collected hemostatic mushroom. Although I don't know the effect of this thing, I can only rely on it now. I hope this thing works better than the injury medicine he prepared. Wang. Facing Lu Ran's call, Mr. Ha nodded. Wang. But the next moment, as he walked towards Lu Ran and wanted to receive treatment, Mr. Ha suddenly felt confused and looked at Lu Ran's neck in confusion. There, I don't know when it started emitting a golden light. It was the legendary deer antler talisman pendant of Lu Ran, and at some point, it began to radiate a faint light. This sudden change is precisely the reason that has blocked Mr. Ha's footsteps. The golden light, as it approached, made Ha feel like his bloodline was being suppressed, as if he had encountered a fierce tiger, making his eyes much clearer. The light grew stronger and initially dimmed. At this moment, even Lu Ran began to notice the changes in the pendant he was wearing. As he observed, he couldn't help but show a confused expression. The Eye of Data, which was obtained only after entering the secret realm, has also captured the information of the heirloom amulet that it brought from the outside world at this moment. Name: Divine Deer Broken Horn, Level. Epic Introduction. The horns of the legendary divine deer, after absorbing the strong natural energy of the forest, will give birth to healing power. End of Chapter 8. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How could this be possible? Seeing the change in the pendant, Lu Ran's brain was filled with confusion. Your own family heirloom. After coming in, I didn't even notice. Was it brought in too? However, its changes at this time are also too astonishing. Originally, due to the emergence of superpowers and black cards, Lu Ran felt that this world was unfamiliar enough, and there must be something unknown. And now, realizing that even his family's heirloom has a good history, it has surprised Lu Ran even more. He had a puzzled expression on his face. Looking inward at the black contract card floating in the spiritual sea. The brain is still apace. So, these supernatural powers are not modern, they are not newly existing, are they? But, since ancient times, it has existed for countless years. My family's heirloom is definitely related to this series of supernatural forces. There are too many things I can't understand. Or, to put it another way, some of my ancestors were also selected by black cards to become beast guards. This deer antler was taken out of the secret realm by them. However, if black cards have existed since ancient times, why hasn't there been any information about them circulating? If it weren't for the poster, if it weren't for the black card appearing in my hand. In short, how many people have been selected by this ghostly place to become beast guards? Oh. Lu Ran was lost in thought. He, who was originally staring at the pendant and staring at the dog, recovered and felt the pain of the wound again, screaming loudly. Pain and pain. Its cry awakened the way of thinking, making him quickly react and say, "I'll use this to help you heal." The healing ability from the divine deer, an epic rare level, is also stronger than the ordinary hemostatic mushrooms on the Rotten Street, right? This pendant should have been in a dusty state before losing its original strength, so it was not detected at first. And now, because it came to this place and absorbed a certain amount of supernatural energy, it has revived, which should be like this. The power of healing. Lu Ran, holding a hemostatic mushroom, looked at Mr. Ha and pulled down the pendant. In this moment, the familiar feeling of holding the contract card returned. Lu Ran took a deep breath. I locked my desire to cure Mr. Ha onto them. In the next moment, the divine deer pendant emits a sparkling golden light. Immediately after, the golden light wrapped around Mr. Ha's wound, and an incredible scene occurred, visible to Lu Ran's naked eye. The wound that was originally torn on Mr. Ha's body is now recovering quickly. In just a few seconds, the originally bloody injury immediately returned to its original state without leaving any scars. Except for a few bald marks and no dog hair, it's almost a perfect cure. Even Mr. Ha felt his body warm, as if he had been nourished by plants and trees. Oh no! Just for a moment, Mr. Ha was stunned again, not understanding what had happened. And Lu Ran's expression was also very joyful. He quickly touched Mr. Ha's injured area and said, "You have become bald and stronger, and your skin and flesh have become much harder." Wang. Mr. Ha was taken aback for a moment, lowered his head and looked at his body with heartache, but in the blink of an eye, he looked at the deer antler in Lu Ran's hand again. "Although I don't know what's going on, we seem invincible," Lu Ran smiled. "Never mind, regarding the issue of heirlooms, let's think more carefully after returning." Woo woof. Mr. Ha's eyes flickered like flashing lights, nodding wildly. He only felt this, not to mention 5 cats, 50 of them dared to fight. This thing is simply too strong. With this, as long as it is not instantly killed, what kind of injury cannot be recovered? "Don't be too outrageous," Lu Ran said. "We can't rely all our hopes on the protection of our ancestors, but when such an accident occurs, the plan will change again." He clenched the pendant, took a deep breath, and recalled his mother's appearance in his mind. Although I don't know what the divine deer pendant is, Lu Ran understands that this thing is definitely their biggest reliance at present. Their safety in this trial's secret realm. The feasibility of leveling in the plan has been greatly improved once again. Because of obtaining epic props, Lu Ran felt sorry for the heirloom left by his ancestors no matter how hard he tried. Killed 2 demon cats and made Mr. Ha go from level 1 to level 2. So, what about going from level 2 to level 3? Lu Ran wants General Ha to level up as much as possible here and gain stronger combat power. Slow step, this principle applies everywhere. Since conditions permit, Lu Ran does not intend to miss any opportunity to harvest resources. If there is any crisis in the future, I have enough strength to better protect myself and protect the people I cherish. Why can't I be that tall person? Someone must always stand at the pinnacle of the world. Dochong can claim to be king on its own, why can't imperial beasts? If I continue to strengthen like this, even if that dream becomes a reality, I should be able to stop those monsters from destroying the city under my feet. Lu Ran thought of that dream again and couldn't help but feel more motivated. 4 hours later. Deep in the dense forest. Fool, I didn't say it before. Although we have items that can treat injuries, we still try not to get hurt. After Lu Ran and Mr. Ha recovered, they began to actively search for prey due to their greater ambitions. During this period, they encountered some new extraordinary creatures. Most of them are level 1.3. The racial level is mainly low and extraordinary. Like the toothed ear rabbit, as a type of rabbit, it is extremely aggressive and seeks death. Like a giant rat beast, it looks bigger than a duck, and the little thing looks quite delicate. Unfortunately, there are no tools, and coupled with being a phantom, otherwise with Lu Ran's nature, he would have to dissect and study these unseen creatures. These creatures, without exception, even if they are level 1 or 2 tall, have no chance of winning in front of Mr. Ha. Compared to that, those demon cats are actually more difficult to deal with. After all, they are called the forest of demon cats. These creatures are probably just food for the demon cats. This makes Lu Ran feel that facing these guys is the difficulty that beginners should have in the secret realm. However, besides that, there are also some difficult guys to deal with, such as Mr. Ha just solved a green snake of a medium extraordinary race level 3. Of course, Mr. Ha himself also suffered a considerable injury. Perhaps along the way, the healing power of the divine deer necklace gradually made Mr. Ha feel a sense of security. Its combat style became more brutal, and in order to win, it had already begun to engage in brutal battles by exchanging injuries. This is a very extreme way of fighting in nature. After all, most battles in nature are for survival, food, self-injury, and staying away from life. However, Mr. Ha doesn't care about these things and quickly develops a new way of fighting, which makes Lu Ran have to admit to this dog's talent. But this is too reckless, it's easy to get into trouble. For example, this snake is poisonous. Fortunately, they picked detoxifying herbs on the way. Wang. He pressed the big snake with an innocent expression on his face. At this point, its level has risen to level 3. This puts both Ha and Lu Ran in an extremely excited state. If they can continue to upgrade at this speed, then it's only 24 hours, and they should be able to ensure that the entire battle goes on with excitement. After all, becoming stronger is really enjoyable. However, although the leveling was enjoyable, they still paused at this moment. Lu Ran discovered traces of a person's cigarette. It's a broken tent. Just now, I solved the big snake because that guy was guarding near the tent. After cautiously approaching the tent, there were no other changes. Inside the tent, there is nothing else except a yellow travelogue. Lu Ran picked up the travelogue and excitedly flipped through it. He couldn't understand the text on it, but perhaps due to the eye of data, he was unexpectedly able to understand its meaning. This is the first stop of my journey, the once deep and dense forest, now the forest of the demon cat. I came confidently to investigate the true cause of the forest mutation back then, but I found out that I was wrong. Father is right, I shouldn't have come to this place. The travelogue came to an abrupt end. Is it gone? Lu Ran was taken aback. Riddler, get out of the secret realm. Lu Ran was angry when he saw the brief information recorded in the travelogue. He thought he could unlock any hidden tasks besides trial tasks. Even without this travelogue, he knew that forest mutation was the key word for this secret realm. Wang. Next to him, Mr. Ha asked Mr. Lu to remain calm. Let's go and practice. That's right, it only takes a day. Lu Ran sighed, mainly because there is too little information about the demon cat forest, and their strength is too weak. Even if there are any other secrets in this secret realm, it may be difficult to explore. But after careful analysis by Lu Ran, there is actually not a single piece of information that has not been disclosed. Explore the real cause of the mutation. Maybe it means that the well-known black rainstorm that causes biological mutation is only the surface cause. The fact that the father of the owner of the travelogue did not allow him to come to this place may indicate that the father of this person knew some insider information. The guy who left the travelogue should have a decent background. Lu Ran remembered these, so let's practice first. Remembering these is not useful for now. Gradually, Lu Ran and Mr. Ha became addicted to leveling, constantly shuttling through the forest of the demon cat. Along the way, there are no overly tricky enemies. The most difficult situation encountered is to have multiple enemies and face the group-dwelling demon cats at the same time. In this situation, injuries are inevitable. If it is a normal combination of beast guards, even if they can win, their injuries may not support them to continue. But getting injured is actually the best solution for them on the road with divine deer and broken horns. It's level 4. This is too difficult. As time passed, one could see the countdown to the task, constantly staring at the daily deadline. At this moment, they have been running around for nearly 24 hours, either searching for monsters or fighting. If it weren't for relying on fruits to replenish their physical strength, he and Mr. Ha would have been exhausted from searching for books at www.gyosuyuan.com. Even a sled dog cannot withstand such turmoil. In the first 3 levels, Mr. Ha's progress was relatively rapid, but in the 3.4 levels, both Mr. Lu Ran and Mr. Ha spent almost a day on this process and still haven't completed it. There is no progress bar for growth level, so they can only fight as much as possible. After all, this is the only way they know they can improve their level. Fortunately, hard work pays off for those who are willing. With only 1 minute left in the countdown to the task, Ha Zong, who finally defeated a demon cat, raised his growth level to level 4. And then, something even more comforting arrived for Lu Ran. Congratulations on completing the beginner trial. Rating S. Level, tip. The trial scoring level is divided into 9 levels. SSS, SS, S, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Congratulations on obtaining your ID card. Congratulations on obtaining 10,000 crystal coins. Congratulations on obtaining the advanced resource, meteorite iron mine. Congratulations on obtaining advanced resources, attribute awakening fruit, grass. Congratulations on obtaining the beast control skill. Super beast mimicry. Congratulations on obtaining the Eye of Data, beginner. Please choose your return location. 1. Initial teleportation point. 2. Infinite City. Tip. Infinite City is a large safety area active for novice beast tamers, with various special facilities serving beast tamers inside. It's over. A series of prompts appeared, and Lu Ran felt relieved. Then, he unexpectedly looked at the reminder about returning. P.S. Thank you to the leader of the Night Glory and the big shot of the Lunar New Year. Thank you for your support. Chapter 9. Infinite City. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I choose, Infinite City. Infinite City. Sacred and majestic. It seems to be sandwiched in the cracks of the world, isolated from the world. On the deep blue silk-like sky, diamond stars shine brilliantly. The raging starlight scattered everywhere. In a large area, those gray-white roofs quietly present their simplicity and mystery under the fine starlight. At this moment, in a room standing in the south of Infinite City, a figure slowly emerged with the flickering white light. This person is Lu Ran, who just completed the beginner's trial not long ago. Lu Ran looked cautiously at the surrounding environment, but did not expect that the return would provide 2 options. Seeing the options, he naturally chose to come to the Infinite City where the Beast Master had gathered without hesitation. Through this, we should be able to dispel many doubts. However, at this moment, Lu Ran is still most concerned about the few rewards he has just received. After all, this is the reward for his and Mr. Ha's day of hard work. SSSF Level 9 level rating. I obtained an S rating myself. For this rating, Lu Ran is quite satisfied. Although not the highest, the S. level is definitely not something that ordinary people can accomplish. Only Lu Ran and Mr. Ha knew what they had done in the secret realm that day. It's not an exaggeration to describe it as a weasel entering a chicken coop. The vast majority of people who persist in avoiding danger for a day can probably earn an EF rating. Compared to others, he also owes much to the pendant. Without the Divine Deer pendant, he and Mr. Ha wouldn't have gone much further. Unfortunately, although he has powerful healing items, the race level of General Ha is still too low. Before evolution, he was only a 2 Ha, and his combat efficiency was not high. If someone contracts a fierce tiger or polar bear, ignoring the factors of injury, killing monsters should be even more brutal. But it's okay, Mr. Ha should still be able to evolve infinitely. As long as we work together, they can definitely break through the limits of their race, and it's not impossible for fantasy creatures like dragons to rival and surpass in the future. The magic of the secret realm convinced Lu Ran. In short, thanks to the divine deer talisman, they received several good rewards at the beginning. Lu Ran took out his identity card, which was one of the rewards he received in the secret realm. Its appearance, material, and contract black card were similar, except that it was white, and those resources seemed to be stored in this card. The ID card displays. Name. Lu Ran, can be renamed, Beastmaster serial number. 9528. In addition to 2 basic information, there are 4 options below. Communication, team building, backpack, and teleportation. Among them, the 10,000 crystal coins and 3 resources obtained from the secret realm just now are all in the backpack. Among these 3 resources, the beast defense skill is also in the form of a card, which can be referred to as a skill card. On the other hand, it's a cryptocurrency with no physical entity, just a digital display, similar to online banking. According to Lu Ran's judgment, this cryptocurrency should be the universal currency of Infinite City, and should be used for card swiping, right? He looked around the room and found that besides the basic furniture, there were only a few things left. One of the pillars was the most concerning for Lu Ran. Because there happens to be a place like swiping a card above. Lu Ran came to the front of him, and in the next moment, an optical screen appeared in front of him, densely packed with pictures and text. This is Name. Spider Cave, Secret Realm Level. Novice, Difficulty. Simple, Challenge Crystal Coin. 200, Name. Boar Valley, Secret Realm Level. Novice, Difficulty. Normal, Challenge Crystal Coin. 500, Name. Giant Beast Forest, Secret Realm Level. Novice, Difficulty. Difficulty, Challenge Crystal Coin. 700 on the screen. There are some basic information about the secret realm and the cost of challenging crystal coins. It seems that entering other secret realms also requires spending money to buy tickets. There are 10 on the first page of the secret realm, and Lu Ran saw it. He can flip to 5 pages here, which means he can now enter more than 40 beginner-level secret realms. When Lu Ran flipped back, he also discovered several particularly outrageous ones, such as the Lake of Death. Name. Lake of Death, Secret Realm Level. Novice, Difficulty. Abyss, Challenge Crystal Coin. 1000. It's really. Lu Ran paused for a moment. The difficulty level of the secret realm here can be roughly divided into simple, ordinary, difficult, and abyss. The cost of the challenge varies from 100 to 1000 coins. His 10,000 crystal coins can be challenged many times, but after reading them once, Lu Ran has no interest at the moment. Previously, with the help of epic level props, they were all exhausted and injured multiple times in the simple beginner trial of the secret realm of the Demon Cat Forest. Normal difficulty. Even difficulties in Abyss, it's best not to die until you understand the details. Lu Ran saw a communication and team on the ID card before. He thought that those difficult secret places should be challenged by the Beast Master together, right? However, in addition to these secret realm dungeons, Lu Ran also discovered an absolutely safe secret realm, a separate one. Name. Training Secret Realm, Secret Realm Level. Novice, Activate Crystal Coin. 1/hour, the price is extremely affordable, probably just a simple training ground. It's better to analyze the materials obtained in depth first. We should be able to strengthen our combat effectiveness with Mr. Ha. Lu Ran left the pillar platform and found that the optical screen had automatically disappeared. Then, he looked at the resource reward in his backpack. In the secret realm, he obtained temporary access to the Eye of Data. And after passing through the secret realm, it seems that the Eye of Data can now be used permanently, even outside. However, it is beginner level and lacks the completeness in the secret realm. The one in the secret realm can also see information about other creatures, but now this basic data eye can only see information about oneself, one's pet beasts, and low-rarity resource items, greatly reducing its strategic significance. Name. Meteorite, Level. Advanced Introduction. Iron ore, born under the influence of extraterrestrial meteorites, has good energy transmission and amplification effects and can be used to manufacture weapons and equipment. Name. Grass Attribute Awakening Fruit, Level. Advanced Introduction. It can help pet beasts with grass attribute qualifications awaken their own grass power. Meteorite Iron Ore, Grass Fruit. It goes without saying that the meteorite iron ore was not able to bring weapons this time, which made Lu Ran very regretful. He estimated that ordinary weapons and even thermal weapons from the outside world could not be brought in. The only items that can be brought in are divine deer necklaces with supernatural powers. Since this meteorite iron ore is also a special resource, the weapon made from it should be able to be carried with you, right? Lu Ran is very satisfied with this reward, but he still doesn't know what to make with it and where to make it. Another grass fruit also inspired Lu Ran greatly. The extraordinary creatures he encountered during this period were basically in a state of no attributes and no awakening, which is undoubtedly very strange. According to his understanding, attributes such as wind, thunder, water, and fire should also exist. Why don't all living organisms possess it? It seems that it is not easy for extraordinary creatures to awaken their attributes, and it is likely to be very difficult, requiring external guidance. This external force, the awakening fruit of attributes, is clearly one of them. At present, it is unknown whether Mr. Ha has the qualifications for grass attributes. Lu Ran felt that Mr. Ha should not have it. Although he likes to eat vegetables, he really can't imagine that there is a similarity between Air Ha and the grass system. However, it's not a big problem. Since you have obtained attribute fruits, if you can't use them, you can either sell them or exchange them with others to exchange for the attributes you need. The premise is to know what department Mr. Ha belongs to. How to distinguish the attributes of pet beasts is also something that Lu Ran needs to understand this time. Of course, these two were not the most joyful gains for Lu Ran. What he was most delighted about was that he actually obtained the beast control skill as a reward. In Lu Ran's view, the value of finding a book garden www.zhaozuiyuan.com beast tamer for pet beasts should be in this beast tamer skill. Lu Ran felt that the strength of the beast tamer was probably determined by the beast tamer's skills. This thing is likely to enhance the combat power of pet beasts, or the combat power of the beast master himself. Name. Hyperbeast Mimicry Introduction. Beast Control Skills. Beast control masters simulate and learn the behavioral characteristics of their contracted pet beasts to obtain beast-like power and skills. Lu Ran. Ha. I'll go with you. Lu Ran, who had just been happy for a while, cursed loudly in the room. What kind of thing? How could that be so? Although I don't know what other beast guarding skills are like, and this beast guarding skill just solves the problem of his own weak combat power. However, learning the behavioral characteristics of one's own contract pet. Are you serious? Lu Ran's face turned green and purple. In ancient times, there were 12 shaped fists and practical combat techniques created by ancient people to imitate the movement characteristics of 12 animals, so this animal defense skill seems reasonable. Whenever Lu Ran's contract is for a dragon, a tiger, or a bear, he will learn without hesitation to gain the power of a bear, the vision of an eagle, the speed of a leopard, but the problem is. His contract is a 2-bar agreement. Lu Ran brainstormed the scene of learning to emulate the behavioral characteristics of his own era. That's bullshit. Who created this skill? Lu Ran clenched his fist. I was beaten to death in a secret realm. Even if I can't become a powerful beast tamer in my lifetime, I definitely can't play the role of Era. Big, probably. No, I need to find a way. Chapter 10. Little White Dragon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After studying in the room for a while, Lu Ran left. He figured it out and realized that his only beast guarding skill at the moment is not truly fragrant. It's a pity not to learn it. He already has ideas on how to make good use of hyper-animal mimicry. Mr. Ha is only over a year old and has strong plasticity. Well, it's impossible for him to learn from dogs, but can we make Mr. Ha not be a dog? How to achieve this? Currently he still lacks some props. After returning to Green Sea City, we can further try. As for now, he came to Infinite City to learn more information. Hurry up and learn more, go back quickly. The Divine Deer pendant should be put away and not exposed. Fortunately, it can also be placed in the backpack of the identity card. Before leaving, Lu Ran also made sufficient preparations. The Divine Deer necklace is currently his biggest secret, and he must not let others know to avoid being coveted. Epic level resources. Although it is unknown how many levels are higher than ordinary or advanced, there is no doubt that they are very rare treasures. Of course, the most important thing is that it is a relic left for oneself by the mother. After leaving, Lu Ran realized that he was currently in a residential area filled with gray and white buildings, and there was no one nearby, which was very quiet. He originally thought that the so-dot called Infinite City would be very lively, with many humans inside who were also animal masters, but it seemed that he had overthinked it. Lu Ran observed and walked towards the outside of the residential area. When Lu Ran arrived at the entrance of the residential area, he finally saw the first person. The other person was dressed in a neat white suit and wore thick framed glasses, giving a very serious feeling. No. He sat on a bench, holding a book in one hand and frequently taking out potato chips from a bag on the table next to him and putting them in his mouth in the other hand. He didn't look so serious anymore. After Lu Ran approached, the other party also discovered Lu Ran. Are there any newcomers? After sensing Lu Ran's approach, the other person turned their head and said in a cheerful tone, "Newcomer, congratulations on passing the beginner's test." Lu Ran looked at him and asked, "Are you?" "Don't be nervous, let me introduce myself. I am also a resident of this residential area, and I should be considered your senior. I passed the beginner's test about half a month ago and became a beast tamer. Everyone is from Xia, if there's anything you don't understand, you can ask me. Just treat me as the guide of the Infinite City." The man in the suit and glasses stood up and said with a smile. How to address it? Lu Ran chose to ask, and it was obvious that the other party was staying here to wait for the newcomer, so please satisfy him. It seems that before me, many people had indeed become animal guards. He has already guessed the identity of the other party. My name here is Lonely Little White Dragon. Lu Ran. What about you? You don't need to give your real name. Generally speaking, the Beast Master who enters the Infinite City will change the name on their identity card. It has the same nature as a username. Passerby Jia, Lu Ran said, and he did change his name. At first, Lu Ran intended to be called the King of Beasts, but he was worried that he would be beaten up if he was too arrogant, so he ultimately chose a low-key one. Ah. Upon hearing this, the man in the suit and glasses was taken aback. So ordinary. He originally thought that young people would come up with some second-year names. Lonely Xiaobelong shrugged and said, "Okay, I know you have a lot of doubts now. How about I answer them for you?" "Thank you," Lu Ran said. "First of all, I want to know what exactly happened to me." After pondering for a moment, Little White Dragon said, This question is up. About 3 years ago, many contract black cards suddenly appeared around the world. Conservatively speaking, there were hundreds of them just descending on Xia Kingdom. That time, it should have been the first time that the contract black card had descended, and since then, countries have known that such supernatural powers still exist in the world. 3 years ago. Lu Ran was surprised. Yes. 3 years ago, contract black card, the Beast Master, first came into the sight of Xia Kingdom. What's going on with that divine deer pendant? His family heirloom should have a history of at least hundreds of years. And then, said Lu Ran. 3 years ago, about a few hundred people in our Xia country were selected as the Beast Master, but not many entered the Infinite City through trials. The road is silent. Afterwards, black cards came every other year. 2 years ago, a year ago. In China, hundreds of people were selected each time. What about abroad? Abroad, due to population reasons, many countries only have a small number of people selected, while our country has a relatively large number. Of course, we have many animal trainers compared to other countries, but compared to ourselves with a population of over 1 billion, the selected people can only be considered a very small part. Therefore, under official suppression, this matter did not have a significant impact, and the outside world was just a surge of undercurrents, with a relatively calm surface. But it wasn't until a month ago that there were new changes. The annual black card has arrived again. Many black cards have reappeared around the world, and this time the number is much higher than in previous years, with a longer duration. As of now, black cards still frequently appear around the world, selecting different people to become Beast Guards. Have you read the serial number on your ID card? That means you are the first to pass the level trial. The official prediction is that the scale of this event is so large that it may be difficult to conceal information, and society will inevitably become turbulent. Therefore, now, the official is considering how to disclose to the outside world and systematically manage the Beast Guards without disrupting social stability. Xiao Bailong said. It is obvious that you and I are one of the lucky ones in this group, and we are relatively capable. Generally speaking, most people cannot pass the beginner's test. It is not because it is difficult for ordinary people in our country to encounter animals with combat power, but because it is difficult for ordinary people to quickly change their mentality. After all, Infinite City has a sense of autonomy and will to some extent arrange suitable beginners' secret realms based on the newcomer's contract situation. Of course, there is still a huge advantage for the initial race of pet beasts to be strong. Those wealthy guys from abroad. They have everything to raise, damn it, the advantage is too great. Luran fell silent again. How could it be like this? So are you an official person? Asked Lu Ran. I guess so. Donghuang Royal Beast Alliance Imperial Beast Master Management Bureau Newcomer Recruitment Department. The second group member, Little White Dragon from Lanli. The Donghuang Beast Guards Alliance is the official organization of our Xia Kingdom's Beast Guards, established 3 years ago, and is a special department that is not publicly disclosed. Internationally, there are also other newly established animal husbandry institutions, and Zhaozuiyuan.com is currently maintaining a balance among all parties. Xiao Bailong smiled and said, anyway, without a salary, I wouldn't just come here to attract people. He is quite honest. After passing the beginner's secret realm, I joined the official beast control organization of Xia Kingdom. My current job is to guide and explain some things to the newcomers who have just passed the beginner's trial. Now I understand. Do you want to invite me to join the official organization? Lu Ran asked. That's also true. As a profession with supernatural powers, the official cannot allow the opponent to move freely among the people. But to be honest, Lu Ran was a bit resistant, mainly because he didn't want to get too close to others and challenge the secret realm in teams, which would make it inconvenient to use the divine deer pendant. You can say that, but it all depends on your own wishes, said Little White Dragon. So far, not everyone is willing to join the official team. So, as long as you guarantee that you will not use the power of the Beast Master to do evil or violate the law in the outside world, even if you do not join the official organization, it will not have any impact. Of course, regardless of whether you join or not, every Beast Master must be registered. Lu Ran was surprised and never expected this answer. In an instant, Lu Ran had a lot of brainpower. For example, at the beginning, the official forced the management of the Beast Guards, but they were counterattacked and suffered heavy losses. Therefore, the management of the beast guards gradually relaxed. Otherwise, in the past 3 years, the people who have become the beast masters have become powerful enough to break away from the control of the secular world. This probability should be small, or else the outside world should have become a mess. Generally speaking, the more powerful side of the outside world can easily obtain the powerful animals of the original species as pet animals, and the beast masters cannot compete with the scientific and technological weapons in their early days.